me come back to you. All these screens. Okay, now I can just see you. So we're just gonna see each other. I'll pull up, we are live on Facebook. I will pull up comments as they come up. Everybody, this is Maria. We love her. And yeah, why don't you introduce yourself, young lady?
Well, hi there. I can't tell you how excited I am to be with Aimee today to talk about this incredible journey that I've had. Please, sorry if you listen to awkward words. English is not my first language, but I feel comfortable.
She rocks it no matter what. She has a great little accent.
Yeah. Yeah. I live in Colombia, but I am from Venezuela. I started in the e-course exactly 1 year ago.
Wow.
I was already 1 year trying to conceive before I got into the e-course, and I was 42 when I started trying to conceive, and I had a miscarriage when we started to try to conceive. I had a miscarriage, chemical pregnancy. So I began like searching, why did this happen? And when I got in Dr. Google, it was horrible, all the things that I found out, especially because of my age. I didn't know this was a problem, because in my family, I've seen women over 40 giving birth to children, and I thought that was normal, you know? And when I started browsing through the internet, and I started, finding all this information that after 35, you're not fertile enough, and you need to try IVF and all that. And I was like, what? I'm not buying this. And I started like searching. I like to read, and I started searching for books. That's when I bumped into Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. When I saw that title, I was like, yes, this is what I'm looking for,
This
yes,
is my
I
girl.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my kind of girl. And I was like, yeah, and started reading right away. And I didn't have any idea of what would follow after reading Aimee's book. I had no idea of the transformation that was coming my way. I am so grateful I found you, Aimee.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you, Kindle books, that I found you there. And because I like to read mostly in English, and I look for books in English, so I buy them on Amazon Kindle. So that's how I found you. And then that was like in September, beginning of September, and you were opening in a few weeks later, the e-course, and I thought like, oh my God, she only opens this once a year, and now I am finding this information in just the right time. And I thought, okay, I'm going to find out more about the e-course. And I started reading and watching all the testimonies. But your book resonated so much that I knew I was going to do it, because the doctors tell you so many things, and I know they mean well, but they confuse you and they make you feel like you can't do it.
So many people watching feel exactly the same way, right, guys? Like overwhelmed, confused. Yeah, so you're not alone, Maria knows exactly. Yeah, go on, honey.
Yeah, so I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this effort. I had already explored a little bit about the fertility clinics and the IVF treatments. And when I saw that, I was like, no. That's not the way I want to go. And I saw also the price of a fertility treatment like that. And I was like, no, this is too much. I'm not even sure I need this.
Yeah.
And I was not ready for that either. Right now, I think they might be a possibility, but I think that I'm not there yet, that I can keep on improving my health like I have been this last year and I will tell you all about these incredible changes that I've seen in my life, in my body, in my health, in my soul, in my emotions, in my everything. So, well.
Yeah, this is such an honor too, because she's still in the course and en route to her receiving her child. It's not an if, it's a when. And I think this is great for you guys to see too, that here I have a student who has yet to achieve like the end result, as in a pregnant belly or a baby in her arms, and still wants to share with you the transformations that have happened through this e-course. And that I would say too, there's more hope in you now than there probably has been in the last, since you started this process,
Absolutely.
And peace in your soul, which is just, to me, that's the transformation. Like if you guys just watched me with Dr. Samantha, it's the same thing that she said. She found the peace. And it was the same thing Kathy said the other day of like, I got me back and then the baby came. Do you know what I mean? It was like that this is part of the transformation and a huge part to me. I mean, it's really my mission, my service. That's what this is all about, is like exactly what Maria's talking about. Because the baby coming is not, it's not an if. It's not an if. It's sometime soon. That's what it is.
And you start to believe it.
Steph Anderson, Maria, you look absolutely beautiful. You're such an inspiration and an amazing soul sister. So Steph is one of our e-course students too.
Steph, I love you too.
No, this is what I mean. Like these girls, I mean, they've never met physically. Maria lives in Columbia. Steph lives in where? Minnesota? No, where? Dakotas. One of the Dakotas Steph lives in, I think. I don't know if they're ever going to physically meet, and they're like in love with each other. It's so special.
Yeah.
Okay. So go on, Maria. I've cut you off. So let's talk about the transformations that have happened for you over the last year.
Well, when I started the e-course on September, my weight was 170 pounds.
Yeah.
I was overweight because my arrival in Colombia was like, starting to try to adapt to a new country and all the situation in Venezuela. I put on.
She's had a lot of family stress. Some of her family is still in Venezuela. It's a very stressful time for her too.
Yeah.
Your family. So that's been intense, but it's been so nice for you to have the support of the community through that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big difference for me because I feel alone here, but finding this community, and the special part of this community is that we are all together in the same journey, and we can all talk openly about these things the way you cannot talk to anyone else. So you won't find a better place to open yourself and go through all the transformation that is going to take place, because I'm sure every person that enters this e-course, it's going to get transformed. That's why you are here.
I'm starting to cry.
That's why you're getting here in the right moment.
Yeah.
So I started with overweight. I had many symptoms. I was reading like in the module 2, I think, where you have to identify the kinks in your system. And I was, I had like a little resistance. No, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't know. And it's like you don't want to admit that you have health issues, because no, I am perfectly healthy. And when I started reading, like, okay, my nails, yeah, they are peeling like horrible. They are not growing, and this is not normal. And I thought that, yeah, my nails break. But I didn't know that that meant something. My digestion was awful. Bloating and gas and mostly diarrhea almost every day. And that I thought, oh, okay, yeah, maybe something I ate, didn't agree with me or something. And and my hair was starting to fall a lot, very dry, split ends. And I at night, I began to feel like stiffness in my fingers, but only at night. And I thought, no, maybe it's the cold because I'm not used to this, that this weather here is very cold where I live in the mountains. And, but I started like
I'm putting this on Instagram.
discovering.
They're looking at my looking down. Go on. I'm listening. I'm just letting them know that if you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I'm putting this on Instagram because it's so good.
Yeah. And I started to, find and discover all the signals my body, you call them red flags, all the red flags that I had. And I was like, oh, well, okay, I think I have some problems. I said, well, let's start with the diet and all the transformation and on the work of all the modules. And but really what I first came on very strongly with me was the diet, because I felt I need to lose weight. I have to get this body healthy, and I started with the diet very, very strongly. But then I started like getting paranoid. Oh my God! When I started to discover all the bad things that we are eating or that we put on our skin and the chemicals, and I started to freak out and was, oh my God, what kind of world do we live in? What is this? And to have you every week in the office hours where we can ask, and it gave me so much relief, because I had someone that was there every week to answer. And my question, I don't know if you remember, but the first months I posted like 10 questions every week.
You had a lot of questions, and I thought it was great because, well, also it like, and I think that's important to share too. It really balances out because, you had a lot in the beginning because you dove right in, then someone else didn't dive in for 3 months, and then she had a lot, and it just balances out. And you could say this too, we all learn from each other's questions. So you were asking questions for the group, and I always trust that. To me, it's like, it's very spiritual for me, that I trust that the questions that are coming through are not just for Maria, they're for everyone tuning in, and like, think about, I just went live with Dr. Samantha. She never posted in the group, but she was on office hours every week. She always listened, so she was one of those silent stalkers that got just as much out of the group without asking, because you asked the questions for her, right? So I always trust that. And I never thought, you were over questioning.
Thank God. And yeah, that's something you won't find anywhere else. They open the doors and they say, you can ask as many questions as you like. And I felt like so welcome and so nurtured and so protected. And I felt I definitely being guided here. And I am being taken care of. So I started to relax a little. Okay, I have someone that can clarify these doubts, because questions, they are going to emerge, and you will have the support right there. And even from the other girls of the group, you can post something, and the other girls, they will tell you about their experience in it, if they have been in this journey but for longer than you have. They will give you a class about what they have been through.
That's it. That's it too. You guys make my job easy. I come in, I'm always learning and transforming and sharing, but the community, you guys are answering each other's questions even before, I get on live that week, or just even, chiming in, or Beth, we always joke on our team that, like, Beth can answer probably 90% of the questions at this point, Yeah. So it's incredible. But yeah, you guys are there supporting each other, answering and asking questions. And yeah, it's just the best community I've ever been a part of. Even for myself, I receive support from you guys, and it's beautiful. It really is. We just share. And it's safe. I always feel
safe.
Safe
we feel we feel safe. And well, I was not even suspicious that I had an autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
And I had read the list of medical exams that you give in module 2,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I will check them, but just not now. I'm focusing on the diet. I was like a little reluctant. And then I had another chemical pregnancy in November, and it was, that was like a turning point for me, because it made me make the exams. It made me, okay, I have to look more deeper into what is going on here, because now I have two miscarriages in 1 year, all of both of them 5 weeks, only lasted 5 weeks, the pregnancy. And okay, so there is something going on here, and I know, and I knew that the emotional piece was also a huge part, because I had previous experiences. When I was in my 20s, I had a termination, sadly. And when I was 29, I had also a miscarriage. And those two wounds, they were not healed. I thought they were healed, but they were not. And I just carry on with my life, and that was so deep buried inside of me. So this miscarriage in November, it pushed me. Okay, you need to go to take this seriously, to take this work
Well, I
seriously.
think I pushed it too.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get tested. And that's when I found out that I had Hashimoto's. And I had already read the Body Belief book, which is amazing, by the way. But I read it because, okay, but since the diet is better explained there, I'm going to read it because of that. But I don't have any autoimmune disease, and that's what I believed. But when the exams came back, and I saw, okay, I have TPO antibodies. They were in 160 when I tested them in December, and the thyroid values were a little off. And okay, my thyroid is not working well, and I need to take this. If I had already take the diet seriously, now I have to be 100% gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free. Okay. So no, not even look at those food anymore. And that's when I started to clean my body. I started to feel how my digestion was changing. And I had two consultations with you.
Yeah.
And in one of them, you said, but how is your bowel movements? That's the thing that worries me. And I thought, okay, of all the things we have talked about, and she's worried about this, so this must be important. Because I was not paying much attention to that. And you taught me to be observant of, when I ate something, what was the
Happening
response
after that. Yeah.
after that. And I began to watch myself, and I began to learn how to read my body. And that was just amazing. I became very tuned with my body, and no one else had asked you that question. And
Yeah.
also the type of blood, how are your periods, how is the blood, what color is it, what quantity is it, and all that matters, and all that is telling you
And
something.
even with you, like I remember the one thing too, it was like she was super sensitive to certain foods and like the histamine level in the food.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have the chicken from her bone broth, but you couldn't have just regularly prepared chicken, right? Wasn't that it? Or was it the other way around? It was like if the chicken meat was really cooked down, you didn't upset your stomach, right? But if it was chicken otherwise, it upset your stomach.
Yeah, and it had to be the histamine thing. I cannot eat anything that has more than 2 days in the
Yeah, and like stuff
refrigerator.
like that. Like that's the stuff, guys, that you're not gonna find on Google, and you're not even gonna find in my books, because
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure that out for you through a book, because I'm never gonna meet you. But like in my course, and you did the basic and then opted in for some coaching later, but like we still could have figured that out probably through office hours.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember that, like, I remember it was you and I remember like sitting in this situation talking, and it was like, I was like, okay, stop eating the chicken otherwise, because I think that's upsetting your stomach, because we looked at her food diary. But little things like that, and that changed the level of inflammation in your body that we got to see
Yeah.
on her lab results. So it's those little tiny things that, are moving the needle in the right direction, that like the next, because she's getting pregnant, the next time she gets pregnant, we're taking this baby home. That's it. Understood?
Yeah.
I'm not accepting anything less.
Yeah, and that was, I started to feel more into my body, to know my body, and I discovered how important that the way you eat. And I don't think I would have come to manage this diet if not for the way that you give us, even the shopping list, the recipes,
Yeah, we make it.
everything. Yeah, because this change is not an easy one.
No.
It's not an easy one
I ask a lot of you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I
Mhm,
ask a lot. I do.
mhm. But you
It's
do
because
it in
I
a
know it's worth it. And then I have an awesome team who helps me get all of this information together for you guys. And we just hand you off to PDFs, or here's the recipes. Here's your whole week of food. Just don't even, here's what you're gonna go to. Here's your shopping list. Go. We make it as easy as we can for you guys. I mean, because I understand. I want to take the guesswork out for you. I want you to not have to rely on Google or some like free PDF on somebody's site that you hope they know what they're talking about. We make it easy.
And I also learned that everything that was in the diet was there for a reason.
Yeah.
If there's turmeric there, it's for a reason. If there is, the avocado there is doing something. So I started to look at food so differently, because now when I preparing my food in the kitchen, I feel like I am in like a magical, mystical place where I am making a special concoction that is going to make me healthy, because now I've seen the results.
Yeah.
A few months later, then you start to lose weight. By the way, I never thought that you could lose weight eating
so much fat.
so much fat. I mean, what?
Yeah. So how much weight have you lost, Maria?
Right now I have lost around 20 pounds. I am in 150 pounds right now. And believe it or not, I eat ghee, I eat avocado, I eat coconut oil, and I love it.
And your skin and your hair and your nails, just
and
amazing, right?
wow, my nails now, I have to cut them all the time because they want to grow like crazy. They don't break anymore, they don't peel anymore. My hair is so soft that 2 months ago I went to the hair salon, and the guy was, he was going to dry my hair, and he was like, "Why did you apply to your hair? Oh my God, it's so soft. Did you apply?" No, I just wash it with my shampoo and that's all. Oh, but you had to. No, tell me the truth. You really had to apply something. This
Sorry,
can be.
Instagram.
And it was nothing. It's just this change of the eating
Diet.
habits
Is your
in the
hormones
diet.
being balanced, right?
And no more split ends, no more falling. My hair stopped falling as much as it did. And the swollen fingers at night, that also disappeared. My basal temperatures, they were a little low, now they're getting higher. So I know,
yeah.
I see the changes. And my blood flow during my periods has also improved. Now they were very scarce flow very, very little flow. Now I have a normal quantity. And I have like 4 days of brown spotting after the red blood days. Now I have only 2 days, and they will keep improving. I'm seeing the changes, and I know this is going to happen. I sadly I had another miscarriage in February, but I just was 2 months into the body belief diet. My body was not there yet. We checked the thyroid, but this time we checked everything. We checked the thyroid. The thyroid went up.
Progesterone. I
And
felt like
the
the
progesterone was
progesterone was a
low.
miss. That's what I felt like was a miss then, right? I remember that. It was like, okay, we just need to be on top of that progesterone the second it happens again. And we're going to be now, because she's got all the right people in place, and yeah, it's in check.
Yeah, and now
even now, as your basal body temperature is getting warmer, that's telling me your progesterone's in check too, all naturally on its own. So I agree. There were these shifts. It was just like Sharon's Facebook Live on Monday, where she still had this loss with doing everything, under my belt, but there was still, it wasn't enough time. That's how we felt. We both felt the same thing. Like when we both came to our senses after realizing, after being so sad over that loss, and it was the same with Maria. It was like, what the hell? What did we miss this time? But it was like, it wasn't enough time. And then the next time it happened, you guys saw Sharon on Monday. She's 20 weeks pregnant, and we're rocking it, and yeah. And that's Maria. She's next.
Oh, and I now understand the losses were really hard, but each of them led me to a major turning point in my life. Every miscarriage led me to a major turning point. The first one, the one that happened before I met you, led me to your book and to your e-course. The second one in November led me to get tested, because I wasn't going. I wasn't. I was reluctant to do all that work. And the third one get me to go deeper, more into the diet, but also into the grieving process that I had skipped in all the previous losses. So I knew, because you repeat it all the time, emotional inflammation is almost or is as bad as physical inflammation, just as bad. So I knew I had to work on that. And I finally took time off for me. Okay, I'm going to heal this. And all that pain that was contained there from all those losses and from the losses from 20 years ago. And I went to a retreat, to a spiritual retreat in May, and all those things, because I knew that I had to work with emotional peace, and I had to give them the space for me to heal. And that's when everything, wow, it was like an explosion after that. And then I got tested in July, and when I saw the TPO antibodies were below 9, almost 0, and I was like, what is this? I thought that I'm going to find them lower, maybe, because last time I checked them in February, they were in 150. So I guessed, okay, they are going to be maybe 100 or 80. When I saw less than 9, I was like, what? What? I cannot believe it. When I saw the results, my autoimmune is gone. And the inflammation that I noticed when I got hives before, I had all the symptoms, they were almost all of them, they were gone. The hives, the histamine problem, the rushes, the inflammation in my fingers, all gone, all gone.
Bowel movements better, right?
And bowel movements, banana shape almost every day.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And I was like, oh my God, my periods improved.
So Harriet has a question. Has your Hashimoto's gone into remission without medication? No, she's still on medication.
Yeah, I'm taking medication for the thyroid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking T3. Um, but I feel safer taking it because I don't want to risk anything. But I just rechecked them now in September because my NAPRO doctor got me doing another progesterone profile, but with this time she wanted me to take the progesterone supplement and to see how my levels reflect the supplementation of progesterone. And I am going to get the results next week. I will share them with you as soon as I have them.
Yeah. And that to me was the final piece, because there was like this hiccup with that last pregnancy where the progesterone was just too low, and it took us a day or two to get the supplement or whatever it was. And so it was like, okay, we're going in the next time properly supplemented and even properly supported ahead of the time, and that her body is absorbing it. And so again, I mean, it was sad, obviously sad to have another chemical, but it taught us something else. And I mean, I know you've done the work, and you know, in that spiritual perspective, and trust the timing, you know, exactly. You know, so to all the girls out there, it's like, you know, even with the losses, to understand that there's, you know, I do believe there's a spiritual purpose for it, and I do believe it's to move us forward in some direction. And if you can get spiritual about it, it's the best thing you can possibly do. And if you can step back and say, okay, what is this leading me to? What is this trying to, you know, help me understand more about my life, my body, my relationship, where I'm at, you know, and to look at it from that perspective, and then to continue to tweak, you know, because you still have the hope, you still have the belief, and that's only gotten more certain in you, not less certain.
Exactly. And all those changes in the physical and the emotional that I've been through are so immense. When I look at myself one year ago and I look at myself now, I am seeing a more wise woman. I am seeing a more uh, in tune woman, in tune with her body, in tune with herself, in tune with her feelings. And none of this would have been possible if I wouldn't have to struggle with this fertility journey. So I am starting to think, okay, these fertility challenges, you know, I don't wish them for anyone, but I am beginning to see them as something, a powerful experience that is changing me so much that I know if I had got pregnant and stayed pregnant one year and a half ago, when I got pregnant when I was 42, I wouldn't have learned all the things that I know now. So you know, it's one thing is compensating the others. I still don't have the baby in my arms, but I know I will have it.
Yes. Yes, you will. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I want to see. So Instagram, I'm going to hang up on you guys because I'm going to answer some questions on Facebook, and we're going to give away a scholarship winner. So if you, so much self-discovery has evolved from my struggle too. That's what Beck just said on Instagram. Let's just make sure we're not missing anybody else on Instagram. Can I take part in the e-course when I live in Germany? You sure can, Albina. Maria lives in Colombia. So there you have it. And I have people in like Switzerland, Abu Dhabi. I mean, they're all over the world. Come on in, Albine. Check out the link in the bio. Okay. And then, yeah, if you guys want to help us wrap up on Facebook, come on over to Facebook and see the rest. Okay. I'm going to end this here because I want to, the questions come up easier on my phone on Facebook. I can't see them on my computer for some reason. I'm like I'm not savvy enough. Okay, so let's see. We have, what's that? Oh, my, never mind. I'm hearing us talk on Facebook. Okay. Maria, you look beautiful. I said that one. You are a beacon of light. I'm so glad I caught you. You guys are so inspiring. Thank you, Maria. I have Hashi too. This is such encouragement. Look at that. Okay, so let's see. I moved to Facebook from Instagram. Okay. And let's see. So I guess, let's see, Maria, like any last things that you want to share with girls that are like on the fence, or like, is this course right for me kind of thing? What would you say to them?
You know, I will tell them, if you have already been drawn to this information,
Yeah.
I am absolutely convinced, because that's how it happened for me, that it's a match for you right now. The changes that you are going to get, they are in the physical, in the emotional, in the spiritual, because this course has all the aspects. And that's why I just fell in love with it, because it's a combination of Western medicine and Eastern medicine. And it's a holistic point of view, and the process of bringing another soul into this earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it cannot be more spirit. You cannot get more spiritual than that. Okay.
I agree.
So this is the right place, because it's encompassing all those aspects, and you're going to experience in every module of the e-course that a very, very important piece is going to fall for you. A little while ago, I repeated module 1. The belief is key. Believing is key, right? That's and I was like, it gave me chills when I heard again, you have the power to change your health and improve your fertility. And when I repeated this time, it gave me chills, because I know it's true, because now 1 year later, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do have the power. You can look at this. Hashimoto's is gone, you know? Yeah, I have the power, you know, like now I believe it. Yeah, I have the power. Yeah, you know, and you will have all the support you need, all the help you need. I think this is priceless. This is priceless. The office hours are priceless. The community in the private group in Facebook is priceless. And I just don't have enough words to describe how my life has forever changed because of what I've learned here.
Well, thank you, my love. Thank you. We have a couple, let's see. And I agree. I mean, I see it all the time, and it rocks my world. You guys rock my world, you know, and I love it. It's one of my favorite places to be too. And I don't like Facebook, you know, I don't go on my personal page ever. I only go on for you guys. And I love it. And it's, you know, sometimes I come in my pajamas or my workout clothes and I'm all sweaty and gross, and nobody cares. We all just love each other.
And you're eating.
I love it.
I love it when you have the plate of food.
Sometimes I'm like, here's my eggs and my spinach cooked in the ghee. Here's my coffee with my coconut milk. You guys can see sometimes like I'm like, I got to make a smoothie. You guys are going to come to the kitchen with me. You know, we do all sorts of things, but it was a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year. I had this realization that I was like, you know, they just need my soul and my brain. So I don't really need to shower all the time for them. But we have fun. So one woman said, what an encouraging story. May I ask, what supplement did you use to boost the progesterone? Are you on the Progesterone Veil?
I am using Progesterone Veil.
Yeah.
And I am also taking the micronized progesterone in capsules. I am using both. The doctor prescribed the capsules 400 milligrams of progesterone, and also the Progesterone. I use both.
So Danielle said, I have Hashimoto's and other autoimmune conditions. So Danielle, yeah, I think it's a really good thing, at the very least, to look at body belief. But of course, the e-course can give you everything you need too. Did you have all the changes because of food? I mean, the dry hair and the weight.
Yeah, I would say it's the food, and also it was the thyroid problem.
Yeah, it wasn't being addressed. She didn't know she had it.
I didn't know.
until she went into the e-course, until that loss with the e-course in November of last year. She hadn't got the additional testing. And when that happened, I was like, okay, we gotta get this looked at like immediately. And that's when the Hashimoto's was discovered. So mind you, her doctors weren't even looking there. And she's working with more of a functional medicine doctor in Colombia. Okay, so let's see. It's like you learned something new and was ready to believe in yourself, Maria. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's a combo of the food, the supplements, the lifestyle changes, and the work with Aimee. Replying to Erica. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to wrap up because I have another call at 11. I want to just see if anybody else is coming in with questions or comments, and I'm going to give away a scholarship. I think it's the last scholarship because the cart is closing tonight. So to all the non-scholarship winners, I still love you to pieces and I still want you to join. And we gave you a very significant coupon code in your inbox that you have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight to use. So use it. And Amanda Daigle, you don't have to use it because we're going to give you the scholarship today because you're on live and you were one of our chosen ones. Well, all of you are chosen, of course. I don't want anybody to feel left out, but I can't give away 100 scholarships. I just can't do it. So I gave away 4. And so Amanda, message Beth. And okay, Nicole, you guys need to sign up. It's the best decision I've ever made. You guys are the best too. I mean, look at that. Like the girls, they don't get sick of me. I mean, I go live every week with them on Thursdays. I'm like nonstop on social media, and you guys still come to watch us. And they're here to really support Maria because they're, such a great community, and it's just so beautiful. Yeah, and she's so loved. Laura says, congratulations, Amanda. Welcome to the group. Amanda says, wow, this is awesome. Thank you. You are welcome, honey. The only thing we ask of you is that you dive in 100%. And you could take a while to do that, but just come in and join us.
It's a process. It's a process.
And watch these girls do it and don't feel, don't feel bad if you don't, stick to it all right away. It's like, we're going to ease you in because it is a lot.
It took me like 3 months to
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it takes me, I fall off and then I'm back in. I can't wait to do the reboot with you guys in October. It's going to be so fun. And I always love doing that program. We call it the Reboot and Rewire. We have 2 names for it, but we've changed it this time where it's called the Fertility Reboot, and it's the same food, but the feelings are a little it's all fertility focused, and the coaching is going to be all fertility focused. So I'm really excited, and Maria's going to be in there with us. So you guys will love it. All the current e-course students will be in it, and anybody who purchases the e-course, you get right enrolled for free. Kicks off mid-October, October 13 or something like that, and it's a 4-week fertility reboot where we focus on food and feelings. We literally rewire our brain and we reboot our fertility. I can't wait. Okay, I can't believe how much I'm learning, Harriet says. Look at that. So psyched. Okay, you guys are the best. All right, so I'm gonna go. I have one more live later today at, I think, 1:00 p.m. Eastern time with Allison, who got pregnant naturally. She has the baby now. I think she's a couple months old, naturally at 44. And,
wow.
Yeah, and also had Hashimoto's, also managed her Hashimoto's with our program. She was also working with a functional medicine doctor. She was told she needed donor egg. She also, too, had I think 1 chemical, maybe 2. And yeah, so come on, listen to her story. She got pregnant, in her 44th year, which is fucking awesome. And so, okay, guys. And any questions about the e-course, my team is here. I am here. Shoot us messages on Facebook, on Instagram. There's a chat box on the aimeeraupp.com/yes page. There's installment options. I think it's clear that you'll never regret the decision. I feel like my students coming on and saying that, and everybody's in their own financial places, so, yeah, I encourage you, if it feels right, take the leap, because we would love to welcome you to our community. Okay, Maria, thank you so much, my love. And keep me posted on the progesterone thing. Obviously, I'll see you tomorrow in office hours too. Okay.
Sure. Thank you,
Bye.
Aimee.
Let's see, wait. Well, hopefully I'll be able to do a 10. Someone said, okay, yeah, that's the 1 o'clock. Okay, guys. Mwah, love you. Love you, Maria. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, love you
Bye.
too.
All right. I'll talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye.